Alright, gonna do some coaching here for Jacob on Malfurion. He said he's like mid to high gold level. I would say this is an average like gold 2 game, he said. He's playing Malfurion, Sky Temple. I don't like the draft. I mean, there's only so much you can have an influence on that, but you don't really have good solo laners. And that's really gonna make your early game pretty weird. Your team I watched like the first 5 minutes of this game so far and was writing notes before I decided why don't I just make a video because that's easier. So we're gonna go over a few things at the start here. First of all, let's wait a little bit. This is doing nothing. This is accomplishing nothing. Spinning in circles. You should be at the very least spinning in circles in this bush. But really what you should be doing is you guys should be all 5 getting this and immediately ready to kill whoever face checks this bush alone, if they are alone, which they sort of are. And then you'll have vision of them coming up over, underneath here sort of, and you can back off accordingly or whatever. But yeah, you should be with your team and getting this at level 1 safely. You can do it pretty safely as your team, I think. And I don't think you'll have too much trouble with it, but you guys should do stuff as a team. But at the very least, even if that wasn't like a call made at the start of the game or whatever, and it's kind of like a spontaneous thing that half your team decided to, and the other half wasn't really on board with the plan. At the very least, you should be in this bush. Like, this is just safe. You can be here fine. You should be able to dodge any skill shot that comes out of this bush, and if they're gonna just face check you, then you can root. Your team can follow up, whatever. But anyway, yeah, do stuff at level 1. Don't be useless. I like precasting regrowth there, making sure to get those ticking. I'm not sure if I'm just not seeing the Moonfires, or if they're just hard to see. I don't know. But this route is decently positioned, even though they're going to dodge it. I think that's fine. It still kind of split them up, and your team is mostly safe in this position, I think. So, you're fine. Getting hit by the root by Thrall is kind of not great, but not much you can do. It happens, whatever. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, now immediately you should be saying, I need to Moonfire Sonya like 10 times. I don't know why you're positioned way over here, because you can be positioned over here if you're going to immediately tap, but you need to make that decision like immediately. Personally, there's no reason for you to tap yet. You can easily heal up with Moonfires. You're going to be laning for the next solid 2-3 minutes at the very least, and so you can just heal up with Moonfires, and it won't hurt your mana that bad. So you don't need to Fountain yet. ETC should maybe Fountain if he's wanting to engage or catch them on rotations immediately and doesn't want to wait to be healed up, but I don't think that's necessary either. And so yeah, you should be positioned up here and immediately topping people off as fast as possible. This is like you're casting this, but you can be doing this while casting Moonfires. You've probably missed out on 2 or 3 Moonfires already. I would say probably 4, probably 5. So yeah, that was way too long. These people he should be full health. You should be full health. He should be probably topped off as well. So this is where we get to the weird lanes, because there shouldn't be 5 of their team here right now. There shouldn't, and I mean it's just whatever. Weird stuff happens, so that's fine. She misses her combo, which is fine. I don't really think she needed to combo there anyway, but that's fine. I think Li Ming being the laner top lane is fine, but Zeratul should not be laning down here. This should most likely be Kerrigan right now. And Zeratul should be looking to catch an alone Brightwing or an alone Jaina or whatever. They have 2 of their solo laners doubled up, which is weird, but that's whatever. And now your team abandons you here, and the thing is, I think staying here is the correct decision, but I don't think it's the correct decision in a minute, is the way I'll explain it. They're going to do their siege camp right now, which is fine, I guess. They just aim to take it early, which they can do, but they are going to miss a little bit of soak, but it's fine. It's going to put pressure in your bot lane, which you guys don't have good laners, especially wave clear this early on, so I guess it's a fine play by them. But right now you should be saying, hey, I should be with the rest of my team because if I stay here for too long, I'm going to be useless. So you don't want to stay here for too long, so you want to at least say somebody else, hey, can somebody swap me mid or whatever. And even if it takes probably 20 seconds or whatever to happen, because they're probably going to want to clear bottom lane first and maybe try and get a kill on Thrall, which is never going to happen because he's just going to walk away. Then, yeah. So I like that you're moonfiring the wave just to get it down faster because that is good. And especially now, you should really start moonfiring it because they're going to miss hopefully a wave of minions before they get back here. The problem is you have no wave clear this early game as Malfurion, but Moonfire is basically mana neutral, so you can do it to clear waves faster. Okay, so now Thrall is here. So now, remember when I first mentioned it, so now you've been sitting here for a full minute, basically. And in this time, you've casted 0 heals and 0 roots. And so at this point, you're basically body soaking as Abathur, but you don't have the benefit of heading people across the map, right? Where you're just soaking experience, right? But you're not actually using any abilities. You're essentially just like a totem that collects XP. You're not a hero that has abilities. So meanwhile, the rest of your team, could be using healing. They need help clearing this or whatever. There's 3 people bottom. Essentially, your abilities need to be with your team, and so when you're alone, you can't use them. So they're gonna do some crazy stuff. Stuff happens, blah blah blah, whatever. But again, we're just sitting here. Like another 30 seconds go by with nothing happening, and yeah, that's just a waste of time, basically. Somebody else could be body soaking here and accomplishing just the exact same. It should probably be Zeratul, and then he should just Q the wave, clear it as fast as possible, or Kerrigan, either one, and then rotating back down bottom and trying to gank and look on rotations or whatever and trying to catch somebody out here that you can follow up with an ETC and Malfurion root on and things like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Then he starts the siege camp, which I actually really like this siege camp timing before the temples. I think this is fairly good, especially because they abandon bottom lane at the same time. You guys obviously don't know that, but whatever. It works out in your favor. So you clear this is fine. You leave when the last 3 minions are alive because ETC can soak them. This is fine. This is a good route. Directly leads to a free kill, even though it doesn't snare anybody. And now here's where your team... What? Where is he going? What is he going to do? Is he going to help Li Ming? Okay, that's fine. But then what is Kerrigan doing? She's clearing the wave. Okay, then what's Zeratul doing? Somebody soaking bottom? I mean, I guess. But you can't solo this. Like, there needs to be at least one other person here. It should probably be Kerrigan, who just clears the wave and then helps you, but she doesn't do that, as we'll see here in a moment. So she should immediately mount up and come help you. Alright, that was slow. And now where's she going? Where is she going? What is she doing? I don't understand. So Li Ming went off the temple because she can't help, she can't fight Murden or whatever. So she needs help to be able to take back the temple, which is fine. I'm not sure that they needed to gank Brightwing because I think he would have been fine regardless. But I don't know what Kerrigan's doing because she's never going to catch Brightwing. Like, it's just never going to happen. She's just wasting a whole bunch of time. So, again, you're trying to solo this and it's not going to work. So let's back up about 20 seconds there. And let's go back to what you were doing. So after the root, I'll try and focus on you for the most part, but really this shouldn't happen. So yeah, after you see Kerrigan walk off this way, I think you just have to back off this. At the very least, you can position in this bush and try and just step on it a little bit, but you need to keep vision in this bush somehow. And yeah, at this point, but when you get below half HP, you need to at least back off and probably tap well. And you can't go back in here. This is crazy. You just walk up in melee range of Thrall. That's just... I mean, I'm pretty sure you probably know that was a mistake. So, I don't think I need to point that one out for you too much, but it's alright. I do think you guys are ahead pretty decently. So, I think you're still doing alright. So, with this wall already down because of the temple, I don't think you need to be here. I think you should be looking top lane and trying to help out your tank mainly. Generally, you want to be with your tank as the support, especially when your tank is ETC, I think, who can initiate and catch people out, and you can follow up really well with him. You can follow up with Kerrigan too, but it's less important, I think. Especially you should be with Li Ming, I think, to help with the innervates, which is your trait, which is pretty important to be using like as much as possible. And Li Ming is a really good target for it. So you guys should get a kill on Sonya here. Ooh, that root was slightly too low, but it's probably fine. Like, that's not actually that important if you don't get this kill. But now you should immediately back off because it's now 4-on-3. And they have a fifth person like 2 seconds away. So yeah, you should just run away. I actually really like your positioning there of still staying semi-aggressive and not really backing down immediately because now you guys can actually fight this, possibly. They're all kind of like low-ish. They're like half HP, especially Jaina getting zoned here. So Zeratul can come and pick her off and get to the back line. And yeah, but now, like, there's not really anything to get with this is the problem. You would just be looking for kills, which that's pretty much an ideal Brightwing kill. Brightwing should be 100% dead here. Oh, I'm sad. Again, I think you should just be positioned up further. Like, you should be right about where Li Ming is, and you should be moonfiring these people. You should be following, like, when your tank walks forward, you need to walk forward with him. Otherwise, he's just going to get caught out alone. Especially when you rooted here, you should be positioning up forward and forward and forward. And you would have gotten probably rooted by Thrall as he comes up here, but that's okay, because you have your tank, like, within 2 steps of you, who can immediately peel for you. And so, yeah, you would have been fine, I think. And I think if you walked forward, you maybe could have gotten a last max range Moonfire or whatever and killed him or something. I'm not sure exactly how the cooldowns would work out, but yeah, I think you just generally need to position further up and be more aggressively trying to poke people with Moonfires as much as possible. You really need to be casting it like on cooldown if there's ever even like slight positioning towards fighting. Like, you could be even Moonfiring these guys right now, and instead you're way over here not Moonfiring them, and that would be topping off your tank. It would be helping Li Ming. Again, you're moonfiring and then backing up. You need to be like moonfiring and then walking towards your tank, just slightly. Like, you should be standing like right where this, like just slightly towards this side of the center line here, where like the S and the T are. You should just be slightly over here, ready to root somebody. This is a really nice choke to root on, especially this one here. You should be in range of both of them if you just are positioned like right here, and then you just step down slightly. You can root this entrance as well, block anybody coming in from trying to flank you, or catching somebody like a Brightwing or whatever who gets too close and then gets killed or whatever, which she does. See, this is a perfect route. Perfect. Beautiful. Mwah. Wonderful. Okay, so what's your plan? Your plan is you're ahead of full level on experience, and you're most likely going to take bottom fort, so you're definitely going to hit 10 first. So what should you do off this? The bottom temple is going to spawn relatively soon, and that will finish off the middle keep as soon as the bottom fort is dead. So you can put pressure on top lane so that they have to split, somebody send top lane while you're doing the bottom fort. So as soon as you kill Brightwing here and Sonya, you should immediately ping this Bruiser camp, and the 3 of you or 4 of you should go and do it. Because this is just going to die, and they're going to easily defend this one. But this one will take long enough that they'll have to split somebody they're dealing with the temple. So I would be pinging this like twice and just ping, ping. And just do it immediately. There we go. Somebody pinged it. Hooray! This is a good call. I like this call. There's the temple spawning. You can Moonfire and hit all 3 of these. Just speeds up the camp a little bit, which is nice. You're probably going to tap before doing bottom temple sorts of things, or recall, just because you want to be topped off on mana before a fight generally. So I would just tap right here. Ooh, that's okay. You can tap bottom too. You can do it after taking siege, which is fine as well. You can also just push this wave or just wait a little bit and then tap. Yeah, Thrall's top. It's now 4-on-5 bottom. They can't defend this temple. So for some reason I thought that bottom wall was already dead, but it's weird that the fort got killed before the bottom wall. That was a good route. Let me just rewind like 10 seconds there because I got a little bit distracted with trying to read the chat and judge the map and some things. Okay, you should be way up here already. Like, you should be in this bush right now. I think you waited too long on this rotation a little bit. You should be definitely like in this bush. And then when you see them, you guys should be backing off because your Li Ming is not with you. So you guys should either be here as a team ready to catch them, and who should be down here? Probably Zeratul should be on the point. And I get he wants to catch them, but they're not gonna walk into Zeratul with their backline. They're gonna walk in with their front line first. So he's not really gonna be able to kill Jaina here, especially with Brightwing so close. She's gonna be able to save him. He can just get polymorphed off the initiation. So he's the one who should be on the temple. And then as soon as you guys see people, he needs to get off the temple and run up to meet you guys. And you guys should all be sitting in like these 2 bushes and ready to just kill them, because these should be 1 or 2 free kills here if you guys are positioned right for it. You're not. You're kind of really split, especially with Zeratul trying to do something right now. So yeah, this positioning is really awkward. I don't think it's really going to lead to anything. And it's fine, kind of, because you're still zoning them off the temple, and you're still getting value, but this is really just kind of pointless, I think. So now I would just push mid-wave. Actually, no, I would just rotate down, because they're going to go for the temple now. So you guys need to be looking here, probably defending your siege camp, basically. Trying to get the fountain, ideally. That was a pretty good route. Got hit by the stun, which is fine. I think you should have held off on the Twilight Dream. I like using it aggressively there, so it's not even that bad of a play. Like, it's not going to lose you the game or anything. I wouldn't call it a bad Twilight Dream. I just think you can probably get better value from it by just waiting, being slightly more patient with it. Generally, you just are going to want to use it off your ETC initiating, and as we can see, he's mounted right now, so he wasn't initiating alongside you. And I think it only hit 1 person, which was Sonya. It might have hit 2, I'm not sure, but yeah. Didn't really get much value, especially because they were just retreating immediately off of it, so it's kind of just used as dealing some damage. You definitely need to be positioning a little bit more aggressively. You can dismount with Moonfire as well. You should dismount Thrall and Muradin right here. Like, just walk up, just Moonfire, Moonfire. Good. Okay, that was good. But yeah, these should be healed up a lot faster than you are. You could have probably gotten another 1 or 2 Moonfires out of that exchange if you were positioned slightly better. Generally, it's just really small positioning like that where you have to know like how to position aggressively while still being safe, because you are going to be closer to people that you can get caught. You know, like that is possible. You can get it engaged on or whatever, but especially if you had held to Twilight Dream, that's kind of the important thing, huh? Is that because you don't have Twilight Dream now, getting initiated on is scarier. That's actually pretty important, because now you can't just immediately silence somebody who jumps on you and silence their team from following up. So that's kind of important, but this is still probably fine. This is a good route. Zones them off. Your ETC is kind of alone, but if you just Moonfire enough, he should probably live. Oh, that's a good mosh. Oh, PogChamp. PogChamp. Li Ming's popping off. Alright. You should just, chasing this is pointless. You should probably just immediately clear mid and then go top and just push top down. Just get this fort. This fort is free right now. Actually, you can boss. One of the 2. You could boss right now. This is a good boss call. Someone should, recall and get top. It should probably be Zeratul. Or Li Ming. Or even Kerrigan, actually. Actually, it doesn't really matter who does it. Anybody. But that's good. You can, okay. You need to be pinging the siege camp before the boss ends, because especially the tank. The tank can't be retreating here. You can't do this. You need to recall. Yeah, okay. That was scary. You could have gotten caught there by Thrall. I like that aggressive play for the route. I think he would have been fine regardless. You didn't really have the follow-up there, but that's fine. You guys should have been able to get that siege camp. It's kind of sad that you didn't. You should actually just recall and get mana right now. Or tap and get mana. There's not a fountain top lane, so you should have gotten it mid. But yeah, you're definitely like 1/3 mana right now, and you're going to be trying to fight for a fort. So definitely want the mana. Are you using Innervate, like on cooldown on Li Ming? Okay. I think you are. I don't know why they're not defending this. They could have definitely defended this a little bit. That was a lot easier than it should have been, I think. They just decided to passively clear waves instead. Alright, I don't know what ETC is doing. You should probably definitely get the mid one. Yeah. Getting the siege camp is good, but then you can't initiate when you're initiating into 4 of them versus 5 of them when you're getting the siege camp. So what you want to do is position in this bush to just see when they're coming, and then essentially just retreat back for like 5 or 10 seconds until the until the camp is captured, and then you can initiate once Zeratul rotates up. But this initiation on ETC is premature. Oh, sad Mosh. I mean, he hit Brightwing, but still sad Mosh. Yeah, your team is just not positioned for a fight right now. You're just going to get sandwiched and probably just destroyed by like Jaina combos. Oh, this is going to be sad, isn't it? I actually think you can win this. They took a lot of damage there. And now that you have Zeratul, he can clean up pretty decently. You're definitely going to kill Brightwing and Jaina and probably Muradin. Sonya's going to kill... Who is this? Li Ming. And then Thrall is probably going to kill Kerrigan and maybe ETC. So you're going to trade 3 for 3. But that's okay, because then I think you can at least still get the middle temple. And because they have Siege Camp's bottom, you can probably respawn and rotate down there so that they don't get all of the bottom temple if they just split. Oh, that leap was really good. That Void Prison was kind of not helpful. But yeah, that initiation was premature. Yeah, okay, so... Alright, ETC knows he messed up. Zeratul goes a bit over eager on whatever, calling him out. But yeah, this is pretty bad now. You pretty much lose both temples. Not much you can do about it. What should you be doing at this point? I mean, you have to be soaking, but if you can see there's 2 people on this, then you can't really do much. I would honestly maybe just go take this camp. You can't really do that solo, and you might as well just wait for your team. Alright, this is fine. This is fine. What you did is fine. I don't really think there was anything bad there. I'm actually surprised at them just backing off there. I guess they thought you were all there, instead of being kind of staggered streaming in. What is he doing? Alright, there's actually nothing you can do about that. He's just inting. Now you should take Bruiser Camp. You should try and take theirs, ideally. You should just give up bottom temple. Yeah, whoever pinged this is smart. This is a good call. Alright, now it's too late. Now you need to take yours. Zeratul should back off. He's in a terrible position. Why is he standing still? Is he typing? He's probably typing. He's 100% typing. Alright, this is sketchy as fuck. Clearing this is fine. Clearing the wave is fine. But you should be pinging retreat like 10 times and pinging assist me on your camp or whatever and helping Kerrigan. Because he's just going to die if he's alone. And if you send people to help him, it's just going to be multiple people dying. Why is he standing there? Oh my god, he should be killed here. Alright, you're going to be able to save him probably, but that was like so needlessly reckless. Alright, ETC should be rotating up here looking for a slide mosh into like their whole team, because this was spicy. He could definitely have done that right there. Oh, good route. Alright. This positioning is actually pretty decent for you guys right now. You can clear the camp and then immediately fight, or you can fight on top of the camp even actually, yeah. Alright, Kerrigan combo on the tankiest person, not ideal. You guys are getting flanked, your whole backline here, so ETC needs to be like peeling for you guys like right now. He just needs to be like, alright, we're never going to kill Muradin, back up. This is good. You should be going into this bush and looking to just step down and Twilight Dream the back 4. Especially, you want to hit Brightwing and Jaina are the main 2. Thrall, ideally, but you can miss him. And you don't want to get in melee range of him because he's going to kill you really fast. So I would just step into this bush and then just step down and Twilight Dream in like 2 seconds. Because they're all going to be positioned like right here. Step down and boom, Twilight Dream, all 4 of them right now. And just spam Moonfire. You gotta heal up Zeratul here. He's probably gonna die regardless. Not much you can do. If you get a good Twilight Dream here, actually getting it there is pretty decent too. Actually, how did you hit all 4 of them? I don't understand how you hit all 4 people with that, but Li Ming's gonna pop off. Oh, there's 2. There's the resets. Alright, Icewind got the block, but you got the Mosh. You should die. Good. You can kill Jaina. Just immediately hop on Jaina. Ooh, okay. You guys are actually really low. I thought you guys would be healed up more than you are being. I don't know what happened with the reghosts. Maybe did you have reghosts ticking on like the wrong people? I would have to rewatch this fight, but you can still kill her here. You're still probably fine. You need to kill Thrall. Yeah, okay. You need to just run away as much as you can. You're actually probably fine. If you can just Moonfire. Yeah, you're fine. Dude, you guys win this. Nice. Alright, I like that. She can kill him. Oh, she doesn't have mana. I see. Okay. Oh, she's going for it, though. Oh! What a legend. Alright, you can get both temples here. No, boss is not worth it at this point. 2 temples are better. You need to just recall, actually. Oh, this is so sketchy because she doesn't have mana, and you don't have mana and health. Ooh. One person needs to go bottom and clear that and get that soak, because you guys want to hit 20 first. That's actually really important. But Sonya can actually just fight you, especially with Brightwing there. You guys have to back off. Okay. You're scaring me a little bit. Jacob, you're scaring me. Alright, there's 3 of them. Now you leave. You leave immediately. Alright, Kerrigan's here. Okay, ETC rotated up. This is actually fine. You guys are actually just going to team wipe them again. That's just actually what's going to happen. And that's pretty ridiculous. Okay, that was a bit of a problem. You walked too far forward there, and I like the aggressive route, but let me rewatch this real quick. How should you position better here? I definitely think you guys should have backed off earlier and kind of just waited to regroup, and then you could regroup like through the bush or whatever, initiate back onto them. I think the way you guys did this fight was a little bit kind of haphazard, I would say. You should be so scared of Sonya right now. Like, you should be thinking, I'm dead. I don't know why you're not dead. Okay, so now ETC rotates up. You can't be positioning like this right now, I don't think. I think that's way too risky. Especially because you don't have vision on this bush yet. Like, you can just immediately get, like, jumped on a whole ton of different ways and just killed. And then you're really bad. Like, if your situation, I mean, like, if your team is trying to fight without a healer, then they essentially just have to give this up. And I do think you guys can fight this. So Kerrigan jumps in like 1 to 2 seconds too early. They're going to see ETC coming up, but it would be better for her to just wait in this bush because they don't know she's there yet. They know ETC's coming behind them, but they're probably going to rotate down, and then they're going to rotate like right into this ETC walking in this bush, Kerrigan in this bush, and just get Mosh like blendered right in this little choke. But here, honestly, you guys can just let Brightwing go, like, or just let Kerrigan go. So you need to probably just root like right on top of where ETC is standing right now. And essentially, at this point, you should be backing up because your tank is going to die. You can't save him from 3 people. You're not going to heal that much. So you need to root at his feet so that they can't follow up on chasing you guys down. And then you just Moonfire once to heal yourself as much as possible, and then you just retreat because you're going to lose your tank, and you can't fight without your tank. Especially when you guys just use your whole combo on Brightwing. So getting hit by the ice, or the ice ring, I actually think is possibly okay. Not ideal, but it's okay. And then you get stunned by Sundering and destroyed. I think you maybe just needed better reaction time there. There's not much you could do, honestly. There's not much you could do. Just maybe better reaction time to get the root down sooner. And then they would be slightly scared to follow up as aggressively, but it probably wouldn't have made enough of a difference. So there's not much you could do. All right. Yeah, they can't fight. They're way too low. They just need to recall. Honestly, you guys should just recall and finish off the middle temple now. It has more shots on it anyway. But that still worked out reasonably well. See, if they recalled earlier, they could be on it and finishing this off right now, and then they would be taking too long on the rotate. You would have gotten most of this. Zeratul definitely should have sat on this instead of doing the siege camp. It's hard to explain why that is, I guess. It's kind of like it's a differential of opportunity cost, where not only are you not getting the temple, but your opponent is getting the temple. So it's like doubly bad. Whereas if they get this siege camp, sure, you're not getting it, but you're also not getting the temple. Like, this is a limited resource. The siege camp isn't that limited of a resource, sort of, because you can always get it later. And yeah, that reduces the number of times it'll respawn in the game, but really that's not that important. And especially if they get their siege camp and you get the temple, you can always get your siege camp and then it's matched, right? Then you got the temple on top of going even in siege camps, right? So it's kind of like you should prioritize the temple, definitely. But Zerazol's just kind of going to do his own thing at this point. I think that's pretty obvious. So ETC should probably just be positioning lower here because this is where your team can follow up. Zeratol's going to do the other siege camp now, which is also dumb. But yeah, he should definitely be here. He could get a free kill on Brightwing and or Jaina, and ETC could follow up with your root on here or whatever. The reason for this is basically that the bush, if they ever step out of the bush, then they can't really see where you're positioned, and so you can get a lot better roots on them. That's a pretty good root, though. Even though it's not going to do much, because you can just jump away. But you've pushed them off of it. Okay, now you guys should be just heading to boss. There's nothing over to fight over here. You don't need to clear top wave. You just got 2 siege camps bottoms. You should put pressure on bottom as much as possible. Make them deal with the siege camps while you take boss. Ping boss, ping boss, ping boss, ping boss. Zeratul's looking for a pick, which you should have been doing 60 seconds ago. You guys should be killing boss. Boss should have been dead by now. Boss should have been dead by now. Boss should have been dead by now. Boss should have been walking in the lane. Boss should have been hitting the wall. Boss should have been killing the first tower. Boss should have been killing the second tower and the wall. And now they're defending it. And granted, they would be defending it by seeing the ping on the map, but then they also wouldn't be getting the top bruiser camp. So then they would be, it would get both of these. Maybe even the fountain, you guys could poke the fountain down. Maybe you could get a pick on the rotation if you got that sooner. Then his positioning here 30 seconds later would be good. So yeah, that was just slow call, but still the correct call, I think. So not that bad of a deal. Ooh, spicy. The problem is your team isn't there to follow up. So this is a little bit aggressive. It's probably going to be fine. It's probably going to be fine. Oh, Kerrigan shouldn't have gone in. Okay, that was a mistake. That Twilight Dream was aggressive. You didn't really hit either of their casters. You got to hit Brightwing or Jaina with that. Ideally both. Thrall is decent too, but hitting Muradin and Sona don't really do much. They're mostly just there to be a big health bar. They're not really there to do super punishing abilities. So you guys should recognize that you're not going to get the keep at this point, and you either are looking for a pick on somebody, in which case you probably should be positioned much further up and looking to root, or you should recognize that you're not going to get the keep, and then you should be getting your bruiser camp and clearing the top bruiser camp and prepping for this temple that's spawning. So got to pick one or the other, and you're not really picking one or the other. Okay, you're getting a pick. This is a really awkward way of getting a pick, but it's going to work. Don't even get the kill, but that's fine. Now you back off. You back off. ETC is going to die. They're reinitiating. I mean, they're going to get a kill, but you guys probably can't win. So now you say, okay, ETC is too low. We can't win. We need to go get value somewhere else. We just leave. Okay. You should not be reinitiating. He's getting greedy. He's getting a kill, but that's honestly not worth it. Taking way too much time here. Like, you're never going to get anything, you're never going to get any damage on the core right now. Essentially, you're just giving them opportunities. You're giving your team opportunities to throw. You guys are giving the enemy team opportunities to come back. So now that you've taken this long, sure, you can take the siege camp, but that's honestly just going to get cleared, so it isn't really worth it. It's too easy to get caught doing it. You back off. You should be taking the bruiser camp. All right, you guys should all be rotating up on the temple. You should be pinging the temple like 1,000 times right now. You should just abandon Zeratul. You shouldn't even be here. Yeah, this is pointless. Honestly, I would just leave this alone. I wouldn't even clear the siege camp. I would definitely not be doing the second siege camp. Now she's alone on the temple. She doesn't have vision. She doesn't even have anybody else to help her get vision. She's just gonna die. That can't happen at 19 minutes in the game when you guys level 20. Because now you can't fight this. Now you're fighting a 4v5. And instead you got a siege camp, which isn't going to win you the game. The temple, getting another keep, getting 2 keeps is going to win you the game. Like, that Void Prison into that combo is pretty sad. Alright. Sorry, I'm doing bad at actually watching your play. I'm focusing too much on your teammates, I think, but this is a good silence. Would have been nice to get it out before the Emerald wins, but that's okay. You guys are still actually somehow fighting this 4v5 and not losing. Okay, now that was too aggressive. Now without Zeratul, you're gonna lose. Your tank got too low. You're healing him up. Leeming is doing some work this game, by the way. Like, Leeming is carrying this pretty hard. Sit on the temple. Just sit on the temple and you get a free keep. Just sit on the temple and you get a free keep. Don't get initiated on by Muradin. Was this even your fault? I don't even think it was, probably. Alright, you missed like maybe 10 seconds of sitting on this temple. Honestly, I think you're almost already dead at this point. Like, I think getting the keep is worth dying here because the rest of your team is already dead, and they're not gonna win if, like, they're not. So maybe it's just worth it to die for this because I don't really see a way that you guys live from that and still get the keep. So maybe that's okay. Alright, how long on boss timer? 60 seconds. So that's 2 minutes. That's 1 minute 30. So there's not really anything to do. So now I would just soak, clear waves, clear camps. I would definitely get this vision point if I can. What are we sitting here for? Like, you should at least be soaking experience. Why are why are we typing? Why are we standing still and typing? This makes no sense. Yeah, you should be sitting in a bush as a team looking to get a pick, basically, at this point. You guys are discussing a fight that already happened. It's in the past. Like, that's not really worth talking about. There isn't rewind for minutes of the game, unfortunately. Muradin should die. Muradin should 100% die. Muradin is on the wrong side of the map. Muradin should be dead. Alright, you're gonna kill Jaina. That's fine, too. Alright, good. We got a pick. That's the only thing we really could have done at this point. Hey, boss spawned. Guess what we should do? Okay, you guys should just be pinging Zeratul back. I think trying to win off getting picks here is kind of pointless. Boss is free. I like that you're, like, positioned actually correctly, but, yeah, we do have to be as a team at this point. You're never going to kill Muradin. You're never going to kill him. This is entirely wasting time. Alright, Brightwing is going to die protecting the Muradin who won't die. Perfect. Alright, I mean, now you can get the keep, I guess, first. That doesn't seem necessary. But now they're going to respawn, so now they can fight you on the boss, instead of it being free and probably pushing and winning for you. You're just going to go for the core. Okay, well then we need to be attacking the core. Okay, now we need to not be attacking the core because they're respawning, and we didn't attack the core and follow up. So now we're pinging boss at this point. We're still trying to get kills. We're still trying to get kills. We're not even getting kills as a team. We're getting kills as a 1v5, like 5 seconds staggered from each other. Oh, man, this is sort of painful. That's a good dream. Alright, you're actually going to win this game because Leeming is popping off. And your dream actually might have just won the game. Like, your team tried to throw as best as they could, but you dreamed, and so you made the enemy team throw harder. That Li Ming carried that game actually really hard. And it was probably helped a lot, actually, by innervates that you were doing on her in fights. Okay, well, that was fun. I don't really do replay coaching or anything. I mean, I do, apparently, I guess. But yeah, I haven't really done one before, so this is probably pretty bad and not actually very helpful, but I did my best. And yeah, I think overall you played pretty well that game. Just a few like positioning mistakes is the main thing, and just trying to get value off things. Like it was mostly just positioning and timing, I would say, are the biggest things. You want to be not wasting time. You want to be spending your time. You want to be just, as soon as you spend like more than 5 seconds and you're thinking to yourself, like, am I really getting much value doing what I'm doing right now? Then you immediately just look at the minimap and just pick an objective. And if there is literally nothing on the map as an objective, then you say, I need to be with my team, and we're going to sit in a bush and we're going to make an enemy player an objective. And they're going to walk, face check a bush, and they're dead. And now we just won an objective. That's what you essentially have to do. There's always an objective on the map. You just got to pick it. You just look on the minimap and you just pick one. And generally, you can make a fairly informed decision of what's the best objective to do, but generally, like, even if you don't pick the best one, even if there's multiple options, picking one of them is going to be better than doing not much impact, uh, you know, that you're already doing currently, spending another 30 seconds sitting in a lane, soaking one more wave of experience. Whereas you could definitely be clearing an objective and then getting that wave while you're clearing to kill a fort or a keep or whatever. So, all right, that's all I got. Thanks.